Good evening, or whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever you may be. Welcome to the brutally edited short version of this video, in which I travel from Bangor in Northern Ireland to the Isle of Arran, Lamlash, near the Isle of Arran, or somewhere like that. Right, getting ourselves off the dock, we're going to go and get some fuel. And after we fuel up, get on our way. So the good thing about Bangor is that the fuel is just basically self-service and accessible 24 hours a day, so you don't need to hang around or wait for anybody. You just rock up, stick your bank card in, get yourself going. And here comes the fuel dock. You can see it on the left there. The wind is blowing me on ever so slightly, so I just sort of spun the boat around in front of it, did little clicks of a head and a stern, lined myself up with it, and then the wind gently blew me on board. A little bit like this. Just using clicks of a head and a stern to control my angle to the dock and position on the dock, rather than any directional movement of the boat, if that makes sense. Yeah, beautiful. Almost looks semi-demi half professional. Yeah, bank card in, bada bing bada boom. So the forecast today was a little bit of wind, then no wind, then a little bit of wind, then no wind. And it was a little bit like that. It was a bit of faffy and messing with sails, and then later on the wind like properly got up. I was way overpowered. I should have got some sailing a little bit sooner, but you will see that mess in a little bit. Yeah, that was that. Out we go. Okay, hopefully the 360 recorded. I left beautiful Bangor, got the sails up, got some fuel on the way out, and now we're going. We're under sail, the engine's in neutral, but I'm not really making much way. We'll see, I might just be in the bit of a lee of the land back there, see what happens in a little bit, but I'm going to get there after dark anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's an hour after dark or 2 hours after dark, it doesn't really matter. Okay, we are settled in, going along between 5 and 6 knots. It dropped to 4-point odd as soon as I went to tell you, naturally. Beautiful Bangors back over there. Those are the Donegal Straits that I came through over yonder. There is another marina on the other side called Carrickfergus, but apparently it's a right shithole. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to the Isle of Arran, to Lamlash, I think it's called, and I'm going to anchor there for the night, and then it's a 30-mile trip into Rue in Scotland, and then I'll stay there perhaps a week, just because what I want to happen is my friends Alistair and Adita working their way up the Irish coast as well, and it'd be quite nice for us to both meet up at the Crinan Canal and do the Crinan Canal together. There's two of them and one of me, so between the three of us we should have it all right, so hopefully that works out. Well, it was nice while it lasted. Unfortunately it only lasted for about an hour and a half. Now the engine's back on. There's basically zero wind, absolutely none. Well, there's a tiny bit from behind me, but obviously I'm going downwind, so that just disappears. There's virtually nothing over the boat. These weird little swells that come through every now and again just knock the wind right out of the sails, and there's not really enough to fill the head, so it's flogging around. I'm considering bringing it in, but sun's shining, I've got diesel. Just plod on, don't you? And just like that, we're back under sail. The wind's still back in. Lovely. I found a new favourite spot. I just sit in the companionway like this, and I can see all out at the front and out the sides and all the way around. Pretty cool. I just wish it was a bit more comfy than this thing. So I might actually build a little doobery dangery thing, what's a jig, a doodad, to make it a bit more comfortable, because this is quite a decent spot, and I reckon upwind being hidden actually under here, because when you sit in these corners you're not really that protected from this, because it's only short because of the main sheet. Yeah, so this would be quite a nice little spot. I want to get rid of these. I don't use them, they're just in my way. If they weren't there I'd be able to see out a lot better. I do use a depth when I'm anchoring, but you know, I can figure something out for that. The binnacle's basically rotten anyway, it needs replacing, so that might be a job at some point. And just like that, we are stationary again. I just want wind. Is it too much to ask for? Not too much wind, just the perfect amount of wind from exactly the right direction. That's all I'm asking for. It's not a lot. Yeah, that wind's getting closer, I can see it. I don't think you'll see it on the video. You just see a change in the texture of the sea over there, which seems to be getting closer. Although looking at it now, it's probably just the shadow of that cloud. I don't bloody know, I'm not a sailor, I'm a bumbling idiot. Yeah, I'm doing sailing and stuff. It's mad, isn't it? A fat lad from Bolton, never been on a boat before. As if by magic, literally less than 1 minute later, the wind is back. I'd say that I saw it on the water and stuff like that, but I was looking that way and it came from that way. The wind's been that way all day, I don't know why I was looking. But going back up to speed, well, 4 or 5 knots. Heel on. Hey, quite a bit of wind actually. Out of nowhere. From zero to hero. Right, back on track. Well, it's been a minute. Got this swell coming from this side, which is knocking the boat sideways, and just not enough wind. It's changeable and basically doesn't exist. The bird's just shouting at me from over there. Unless you were saying hello. Hello. Yeah. It's going to be time for the iron wind, I think. I'll give it 5 minutes, see what happens, but I'm basically stationary. The reason I don't like hanging on is I just think it's hard on the sails and I've got to look after them. But it did say it was going to die off and then switch round that way, which it actually is to a degree. What was that? Oh, something jumped then at the side of me. Which it is, but there's just none of it. So if the forecast was right, if we make a nice change, it's going to be really low, really changeable, floppy around winds now for a couple of hours until it fills in from that direction. So it might be time to fire up the iron wind, charge the batteries, protect the sails when doing something. Just ignore me, I'm full of rubbish. Basically the wind is almost stabilised now off in that direction, so I've just sheeted the headsail right in, sheeted the main in a bit, and we're back moving. I don't know what speed because everything's inside, but we're definitely moving. Feels like maybe 3.5, 4. So I'll just stay in this configuration. I might even let out all of the headsail. We'll see. We are moving. Give it 10, see what happens. Well, that was rubbish. The wind basically just went all over the place. I was spinning around trying to get an angle on it. Ended up pointing back to Ireland and all sorts. There's a ferry just over there. He's probably wondering what the hell I was doing. Yeah, so I've dropped the headsail. I've just got the main up and I'm just going to motor now in the right direction. Wait for that wind to fill in as it's supposed to. There's practically no wind. I'm just making my own. That's why it's dead on the nose. So yeah, back to the iron wind, but it cannot be helped. These things happen. That's weather for you. It doesn't play ball. So the forecast wind is actually from over there, and now there's effectively no wind. It's almost glass. There's just a tiny bit of wind on the water, and it's on the nose because I'm driving through it. However, good news is that now I'm starting to pick up swell from this direction. So the swell moves faster than the wind. So if I'm starting to get swell from this direction and waves from this direction, in theory the wind should start coming from that direction, which will put me on a nice broad reach all the way there, and hopefully do more than 3 and a bit knots and get the engine off. Yeah, so in theory just stand by, be patient, and this swell should turn into waves. I sit to be corrected, but we'll see. Gorgeous out here though. Saw huge loads of dolphins all around me, but none of them came close. Well, some did come close to the boat, but I was down below, and they popped out when I came back up, but then didn't come back. I'd really like to see whales, but I'm not really in the right place for it. I'd have to go around the top to see them, and around the island, around the outside of the islands and stuff, but I'm not doing that. So play the waiting game. All right, we're sailing. Well, we're motor sailing, but it's increased my speed from something to something. Touching 6 knots now. I've tried knocking the engine off, but I go down to 4 knots. This is saying I'll get here at 10:15, something like that, which is still barely dusk, which will be nice. If I can get there in daylight, it's preferable, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, let's carry on. Turns out I'm full of rubbish. The wind's picked right up. It's moved a little bit more north, so I can. I've got a point of sail, so away. We're flying. We're doing 6.5, 7 knots. On track, and I'm busy. If it carries on like this, I'll be there before 10 o'clock, which would be lovely, because I'll want to make some tea when I get there as well. Seven knots then. Right, away we go. It's getting up a bit. I've just put a bit of a reef in the headsail, but I think I'm gonna have to put another one in. I'm back down to 18-20 degrees now. I was at nearly 30 before. Probably going to want to reef the headsail again. That'll be fun. I might start the engine to do it. We'll see. Woof! I just thought there's no point in me struggling to faff around with the headsail and get the engine going. I can just heave to and do it probably. So that's what I'm going to do. And voila! We are hove to. And everything is calm again. I'm going to undo that a bit and tighten that up, basically. Alright, filled some in. Just going to continue, jibe through the wind now. Oh, keep coming round, keep coming round. There we go, the main should jibe next. Jibed. Keep going and back on course. Okay, a lot less headsail out now, as you can see through there. We're on course. Slowed down a bit, but well, not by much. But everything's a lot less hairy now, a lot easier, a lot more simple, so keep on keeping on. It's calmed down quite a bit. Can you see my friend the fly on my collar? Somewhere? He's been following me around all day. So he basically comes down below, has a wander round, and he flies out into the cockpit, has a look round, see if we're near land. Nope, not yet. Chills out in the sun for a minute, then comes back here and chills out. Guy's a bloody stowaway joker. It's calmed down quite a bit. I come down below to assess the damage. Not too much, nothing's moved really, apart from a buck. Still not exactly comfortable. Still getting the odd 20-degree heel. But yeah, all good fun. Still going to be 4.5 hours until I get there, something like that. I'll be lucky if it's daylight. Right, I need to roll a fag after that ordeal. I need to stop getting caught with too much sail up. Anyway. I just got absolutely frigging drowned. A wave broke just next to the... Shit! A wave broke right next to the boat. It got all down my back, which is fine because I got fairly top on, but I've only got some swim shorts on. My arse crack is a saltwater creek. Halfway up the sail, piss went through. Oh, fantastic. Just passed a guy going the opposite direction who was having a great time because obviously he's going downwind on a broad reach. It's champagne for him. I'm getting battered. I need my hood on, but I can't see out of one eye because of the wind. The wind's still up, but the sea state's died down because I'm getting some protection from the islands over there. Yeah, I'm probably not going to film much more because the sun's going to go down, but you'll either see me at anchor or get into anchor, or if something happens. But yeah, I'm just going to try and chill out and sail the boat if I can see where I'm going. Taking a load more headsail in. Don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I was head to wind. Could not pull that furling line in. I've hurt on my hand trying to do it. Ridiculous. That was hard work. I can see the destination. The trouble is, when you can see the destination, that's the longest bit. It's saying an hour and 41 minutes, so we'll see. The wind's died completely, so I've dropped the sails. May as well do it here while I'm head to wind anyway, so yeah, that's done. I know exactly why I was struggling with the furler. The furling line has wrapped itself under the forward cleat, and it's causing a lot of friction there, so I need to undo that, but I can do that at anchor or whatever. Just coming round now. It's going to be an hour and a half, unfortunately. I'm only doing 3 odd knots. I've got a lot of weed on the bottom of the boat, so yeah, everything's ready and put to bed, ready for me to go to bed when I get there. Although I do need to make some tea because I haven't actually eaten. Have I eaten at all? I had some sausages this morning and I had a saurine loaf, that's it. Maybe I'll lose some weight. Doubt it. Right, there's a cool moon over there, probably can't see it. It's been an interesting one so far. I had too much sail out. Once I put a load of that foresail away just earlier, the boat was so much more settled and I barely lost any speed. So realistically I should have done that and maybe put another reef in the main, but you know, she's a race boat, she can take it. It's just been a lot easier on me and easier on her as well, to be fair. But yeah, sun's going down, or gone down. I'm delirious. I'll speak to you either at anchor or if something happens, or tomorrow or something. Yeah. I tried to get some footage on my phone. Don't know whether it'll come out or not. Don't have internet to double check, but Octopus, the mega yacht called Octopus, it's got a famous owner. I can't remember who it is. It's quite a famous yacht. I'll have put it in the description or thing, you know, but yeah, unfortunately it's too dark. I mean, you can just see it, it's those lights in the distance there. But hopefully the phone footage, in fact I put the phone footage in now, hopefully that comes through and I can put in the little doobery dangery thing, texty wexty box thing, who actually owns it. Yeah, but damn, I wish it was daylight. Oh well. Just got the marker buoy there that I'm going to go around. The port hand, starboard hand's over there. I know I should go further that way and cut in and stay to the right of the channel, but there's not another vessel moving anywhere around me, so I'm going to go up the middle-ish of the channel, go and find a spot to anchor in, make the tea, stir fry. Oh yes, bloody stir fry. Right. I'll probably see you after I've anchored. I've said that about 5 times now, haven't I? I've got no one to talk to, have I? You're my vent. Stop me going insane. Righto, see you in a bit. Well, that wasn't quite stressful enough. Can't see anything, absolutely anything. All the anchor lights just disappear into the town lights behind them. I was maybe 10 metres away from boats by the time I realised there were boats there, and then I just began to be able to make out the darkness of the hull and working out that the window lights were the window lights of the boats and not in the town. So basically I went along the row of the ones on the mooring buoys, I think, and then came to a place where I think some are anchored, and I've just dropped the hook. It is what it is. I'll figure out see where I am in the morning. I can't see a bloody thing. I think I'm far enough away from the rest of the boats. Yeah, tired. I'm not going to bother cooking. I cannot be bothered. I'll cook it all in the morning and then save some for my dinner tomorrow. I cannot be bothered.
All stations. This is Belfast Coast Guard.
No, I can't be bothered.
Oh.
Good night.
Oh. Alright. It is first light. I am tired. Well, practically first light. Let's find out where we're anchored. I think we did alright. Unless I'm right on top of another boat. It's not too bad. There's actually a few boats left. There was a big sort of tall ship type thing over there, and a line of anchored boats there. Oh dear. Unless I was hallucinating, which is entirely a possibility. Oh, right. Now that I know we're not going to die, I'm going back to bed.
And sleep I did. That's going to be all for this week. Yeah, it was an interesting trip. Looking back on it, it's actually 6 weeks ago, something like that, maybe even more. But yeah, it was cool. The anchorage was lovely, apart from there being no phone reception or anything like that. So yeah, probably I'll see you next week when we go from Arran to Rue. In a bit.